Hi everyone, Karen here. Today it's time to make the fourth card in our series, Fourth Birthday. So this one's going to be a tent fold. And we're going to have balloons and presents. And let me go grab my materials and we will get started. Let me bring in my project caddy and let's go over all the pieces first. Now I did take the smallest four that's going to go on top and I did run it through this Swiss dot embossing folder from Gina K. That's this one right here. We'll talk about that in a minute. So there's the bottom layer, there's a shadow for that, and then there's this layer that is going to cover the whole front of the card, and this is going to sit on here like this. Then we have the matte layer for the inside. Now in here we have all of our pieces. This is for the happy birthday, and this time I am going to glue on all the letters. Here's for our presents. Here's their squares for our presents, and we have some balloons. Now, this card we're going to do a little different because I wanted to make it a tent fold card. The first three were regular opening cards. I wanted to make this one a tent one. But a lot of people don't have the big long paper to attach it this way. So I'm going to show you how to do it with just using the bottom shadow layer and using two of them and to put the card together. So that's all the pieces here, and once again, this is a free download. For the number 4, there's an SVG, and then right now it's all stacked by color, and up in the corner there's a finished card up in the corner so you can see what it looks like, and I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'll get some feedback from you and see if you like this better than it being stacked, because we can do it either way, whichever way everybody finds easier to do. So let's move this over to the side. And let's start with the card base of what we're going to have to do. So let me grab my scoreboard. Bring this in. Now this applies to any card you want to make a tent fold in, but you don't have long enough paper. So whatever your base is going to be it 5x7, 6x6, A2, whatever it is, you just want to cut out 2. And then decide which one is going to be your back piece. And we're going to put that one right over here. Make sure we're not doing this upside down. Let me grab the 4. Because this is going to sit on here like this. We're going to take this part up here. So the round part. And I'm going to come down about a 1/2 inch. I think for the way this card is round on top, I'm going to come down a 1/2 inch. And I am going to draw a line across that like that. Alright. Now this is going to be our fold for the card. And I'm just going to work this back and forth. Get rid of that. Alright, let me check, make sure this is the correct size. Yep, that will still fit in there just fine. So you'll come down a 1/2 inch and put in a score line. Now we're going to grab the second one, because the SVG has 2 of these, so you're going to want 1 of each, whatever color your card base is going to be. And we're going to take some glue and put it across this top here. We're going to cover this with glue above where our score line is. Then we're going to take these 2 and match them up. And we're going to press that together. And once this dries, it will open like a regular card. So I'm going to set this to the side and let it dry. But it's that simple to make a card bigger than the paper you have. Just cut out 2 and glue the top across there. And I do like to put the score line in what's going to be in the back. I think it looks neater than putting it in the one the folding in the front. So always put it in whatever paper you're going to put in the back. Alright, so now let's start with our 4 here. So we have our green, we have our orange, and we have the purple. Well, it's a purplish blue. So as you can see, the green is going to fit flush on here. Just like this. So I'm going to lay that to the side while we worry about this. So now we have to decide what we want to put on foam and what we want to put flat. So I think I want to put, let's see, I think I want to put the blue on foam. But before we do that, I'm going to take this sand cube here, and I am going to go over the embossed part, and I'm going to scrape this away to reveal the white core center and make this kind of like a raised polka dot paper. It will still be raised, but it will be white. There we go. I think all the polka dots are done now. So now I've turned my plain paper into paper that has raised polka dots on it by simply running it through an embossing folder like you would. And then because it has a white core, take the sanding block over the top to reveal the white core, just like that. So now I'm going to attach that to this. I'm going to use my foam, and I'm going to use 1/16 foam because I'm going to put a couple layers here. So I'm going to use the thinner foam. So we're going to flip this over, and we'll start with one piece here. We'll put another piece down this side, and I'm going to put one across the middle. And I cut that off there, and I will stick this over here on that side. That should do it for that. And remember, this is 1/16, so we can put 4 layers of foam if you're using 1/16 foam and still fit within the guidelines of the United States Post Office for a 1/4 inch thick. So I'm going to lay this on here, like that. Now this will go on here. Now we have our balloons, and we have our happy birthday. So the happy birthday is, I'm going to put the letters straight on here, but I am going to put foam underneath. So this will be a second layer of foam. So I can still raise up this orange if I want to. That's what I'm trying to decide if I want to. I think I'm just going to leave it this way. So I'm going to glue down the orange. Down here. Like that. Alright, so now let's set this to the side for a moment. Let's talk about the presents that are on the card. So we have 3 presents. So I have 3 bows, and the bows have 3 pieces. Well, actually 4, but you don't have to use the 4th one if you don't want to. So let's get these all lined up here. Alright, so I have a little hanger on here. Let me get rid of that. Now these bows have a couple layers to them. Now you can use one of the layers or all the layers. It's completely up to you what you want to do. I'm going to show you how all the layers go together. So this strip here is for the long stick, and that will just line up like that. And this is just to give it a little bit of dimension. And now I'm going to cover the bow with the little bow piece. And now I do have a center for the bow. Now you can either put the paper one on there, or you can put a gem on there if you want. Grab my pickup tool here. Okay, so there's one that is done. And this one goes with the orange. So we'll just lay that up here. Now once again, we'll do the purple, or this bluish purple. think it's supposed to be navy. So once again, I'm using Kingston paper. And I have been using the same mat in my Cameo for a month now. And normally by now, it's not very sticky. But because the Kingston paper doesn't shed, my mat is still pretty sticky, which I'm pretty happy about. Because some paper kind of sheds. Alright, so there's the bluish purple. And we'll put a little dot there for the centerpiece. Alright, and we will let this dry. Okay, and this one goes on the yellow. Now we will do the last one. Which has the long piece here. Match that up. And once again, we'll cover the top of the bow. And we'll put the little center of the bow over here. Like that. There we go. And that one will go here. I get the glue off my hands. Now if you wanted to, you could just use the one layer and make it flat. Completely up to you. So now this is going to go on the present. So the bow will stick on the top and the blue will go side to side. Get that lined up. Get that little piece off of there. There we go. Alright. Now let's go with the yellow. And this will go on the orange. And remember, you can cut this out in whatever color combination you want. You could use prints, do whatever you want. You don't have to follow the colors I have here. But I do have the SVG grouped in the same groupings. But then you can cut it out whatever color you want. Alright, so there's our 3 presents. All ready to go. Oh, that's a little crooked. Alright, now we'll let these dry. So now let's move on to the happy birthday. And I kind of dumped everything in here, which was probably a mistake. So let's put all the letters on here. I'm going to glue the eye down first so I don't lose it. And then I will glue down the rest of it. So we'll start with the eye. And just kind of follow along where all the outline is for the letters. You can just kind of follow along and place them where they go. Now if you don't want to glue down all the letters, simply leave the shadow layer attached to it and print it out. and then you don't have to glue the letters on. But I know I didn't glue the letters on the first 3, so I thought I would show you how to do it. Do with the other one. So you just simply ungroup the 2 pieces, and then they'll cut out separately. All right, there's the T. Now let's do the H. So you just kind of follow along. Because the shadow is kind of close to the letters, it gives you a guide where to put all the letters. Alright, and the Y. Her birthday. So here's birthday. Make sure everything's all nice and straight. Alright, happy with that. Now let's start with the happy. And that's strictly personal choice. If you want to just print it out, leave them grouped together. If you want to cut out all the letters, glue them together like this, then ungroup it, and they'll cut out separately, just like that. Alright, so that's all set, and all that's left in here now is our balloons. So let's see if this is dried enough. Yep, that's enough to handle this now. So let's open this up. Let's take all of our pieces and lay them back in the tray so we don't lose anything. We'll put the tray over here. Alright, so now let's open up the card. So now the card opens flat. So now when you open it, it looks very nice from the inside and it looks nice from the outside. It's just the back that you can see the flap, but that, it's in the back, so it's fine. So anytime you don't have paper to make the card, the size of the card that you want to make, just go ahead and glue it together like that with a flap. And it will be fine. So let's glue the inside. And this inside says, "For candles on your cake, a little superstar shining so bright, may your days be filled with laughter and cheer. Happy 4th birthday, my sweet little dear." Well, this will go on the inside. And this color is the same as the shadow for the 4. And that's the way it's grouped in the SVG. If you don't like it that way, you can regroup it and cut it out in whatever color you want. It is your card. Alright, so let's get some more glue here. Put this on. Then we'll decide what we need to put foam on as far as the balloons and things. Alright, so this is going to go flush with the front of the card. There we go. Now we have this. So now our happy is going to go here. Our birthday goes down here, and you're going to see where this sticks out just a little bit here. Let me hold this up closer. So this is for the Y, for the happy, and the birthday Y comes down here where this little tiny piece sticks out. That's what that lines up with. So birthday will be over here, and happy will be up here. And then our presents are going to go down here, and our 3 balloons over here. So I'm going to definitely put this on one layer of foam. And that is empty, so let me grab my other one. Give myself a little room here. So this will go up here. Now, because I am overhanging this Y over here, I'm going to need a second layer of foam underneath that Y. So let's pull this off of here. And let's see, so we're going to need like half of the Y is going to need an extra piece of foam here. So I'm going to stick this here. This is a different brand of foam than I normally use, and it's very sticky. So I don't know if I'll be getting it again. So then this will come up here. And that's enough to support the Y so it doesn't look floppy. Alright, now the birthday is going to sit down here, so we're going to have the same thing where the edge is going to hang off a little bit. So we're going to need one little piece on the end here. Let's see if that's too big. Nope, that'd be just fine. And then the rest of it will have one layer. So now this will go all the way across. Yeah, see, it's very sticky. It's coming off of my hands. I am not crazy about this brand. But since I have it, I will use it. So now we have double on this side, and the rest of it's single. So I'm going to line it up with this little part that's sticking out here. And birthday will come over this way. Alright, so now we have our balloons. So we have an orange balloon here. We have a purple one here. So I think I'm going to put the purple one in the back. The orange one here. And the yellow one will sit up here. I think I'm going to do it in that order, because I don't want this purple and the balloon and the 4 to touch each other. So this is definitely going to go in the back here. Let's put a little glue on that. Pull this down a little closer to myself. Alright, so that will go there. Then we will put the next balloon on one layer. I'm pretty sure I want it to be the yellow. I don't think I want the orange on the orange. Yeah, the orange is going to need to go on top. Let's put that behind here. This. Turn the card so I can see it a little bit better. We'll go on here. And then this one. So I have one layer under here. I have one layer under here. So this is probably just going to sit on here. So I really don't need any more foam unless I want it to stick up a little bit more. Which maybe I do. But this is not to balance it, it's because the two sides actually hit there, so it's going to cover it. So I'm just going to stick the foam in the middle so it doesn't get floppy in the middle. Let's pull this off. Put that in here. Oh, I am not a fan of this foam. Okay, that is not sticking at all. Let's see if we can do it without it. And I threw out the packaging, so I don't even remember the brand of this now. But there. So that goes on there. So here we go. So now all we have left is the presents. And so we're going to follow along here. I believe the yellow one is here. And the purple one is here. Okay, this one's here. Let's see, which way do I want to put them? Yeah, that one. The square one will go on this side. The long one will come over here, the bigger one, and then the rectangle one goes in the middle like this. Just like this. So I'm going to put some foam on these. Alright, so the first one, we'll get one piece of foam before I make a commitment here and attach it all. Let me make sure this is what I want to do. Now this one, I'm only going to put foam on this side because it's going to rest up against that 4. So 4 has a piece of foam underneath it. So we're just going to do that to make that flat. And now this one, I think I want to put 2 pieces of foam on it to make it rise up a little bit more. But when we look at it, if we put the foam right down the middle, because this is here, so it has one piece of foam behind there, so we really only need to put the double foam right down the middle. Let's see here. So we'll put foam in the middle. Let's see if this is going to lay flat. So now that makes that flat with that. Then I'm going to put foam on each side, because I do want to raise this up one more level. Then in the middle part here, that should be all it needs. Let me see here. Alright, let me glue. Oh. Alright, let me attach these. And I can get a good look at it. So the tall one comes over here, because you'll see the bow matches over here. Then the one that is kind of longer, but not nearly as long as this one is, will be on the right hand side. So I have glue on the inside and foam toward the outside to make that lie flat. So now this here, if I want it to sit like this, I need to put another layer here in the middle, because I have a layer here that's sitting up on one layer, I think. Let's see. Yeah. I need one more piece of foam here in the middle. Okay, let's pull all the paper off. I think this is my final decision here. Hadn't really decided how I wanted to raise these up before I started. Alright, so then this is going to go here in the middle. And there we have it. Happy 4th birthday. With 3 presents here. A happy birthday here on the inside. Now, we can take some sparkle pen to this. Let me shake this. Let me close my glue. Now I'm going to put some sparkle on the balloons. just to give it a little something extra. And maybe the ribbons on the presents. Because these sparkle pens, you do have to squeeze them every once in a while. Get the ink, well, the water-based colorant that's in here going. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to go over the letters real quick, just to give them a little something. Alright, there's that. So here we are. So we embossed and then used the sandpaper to reveal the white dots underneath to make it look like it's polka dot, but it has texture to it. We put some sparkle on the balloons. We put foam, but still within the guidelines for the post office. And there it is. Top fold card, and it stands up just fine. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, because that's how YouTube counts everything. And next time you will have the 5th birthday card. And until then, stay crafty.